Welcome, and thank you for attending today's ceremonies. I'm Thomas Schwartz, president of Drew University, and it is my honor to be here. I have made my remarks as part of the virtual ceremony, which hopefully you viewed last evening. First, I want to recognize the graduating students. Everybody can sit down except the graduating students. I don't have to say would you stand, because you are. Thank you. Now, would the families and the guests of the graduates stand and be recognized? And would the faculty now stand and be recognized? And would you now please applaud each other in recognition that without each other, this day would not be possible. Thank you. Now you can sit. I would like to applaud all of you for your perseverance, your ability to adapt to challenges, and to overcome adversity. Those experiences will stand you in good stead, whatever life's challenges may be. And I will simply re-emphasize what I said in my virtual commencement address. Let us focus on adding to the world's good by being a blessing to someone else, to honor those whose lives were cut short by the pandemic and did not have as many chances as they should have to add to the world's good. And let us finally recognize all those workers upon whose service we so depend and bring good into their lives as well. And let us renew our commitment to help add to the nation's good by working to remove the vestiges of slavery, racism, and ethnic discrimination, and place the concept of alternate facts in the history books as a blip in the march of democracy. I am very pleased to now welcome our Chief Marshal and faculty speaker for today's commencement, Director of Teacher Education and the 2020 recipient of the Thomas Kane Scholar Mentor of the Year Award, Kristen Turner.
Thank you, President Schwartz. I had the privilege of hearing a young man, Johnson Baez, share his writing at a conference this past weekend. He was part of a student and teacher writing group at his high school, and their prompt allowed the writers to reflect on, document, and perhaps work through their experiences during the last year. Johnson's piece provided a time capsule cataloging the overnight shutdown of his school and life, the impact of the murder of George Floyd in his community, the discontent of the election followed by an insurrection. But Johnson also revealed the perspective of a young person who acknowledged that his world was different. Johnson wrote that life became very stale, like a blizzard that wouldn't fade away. And he lamented that his class is just full of profile pictures and silence. He mourned of memories that could have been made and longed to finally meet his teachers in person. His writing was impactful. His reading had the audience captivated, connected to each other and to him. From this voice of a teenager, I heard a phrase that has stuck with me all week. As he chronicled the events of a year that many have called unprecedented, and all of us know has been exceptional, he questioned whether he would be able to look back on this time and know his youth wasn't wasted. This young man, a student at a high school in New York City who is looking forward to finally meeting his teachers in person this month, wonders whether his youth has been wasted. This past year has been challenging. When I surveyed all of you, the graduates of Caspersen from 2020 and 2021, asking for a single word to describe the past year, many of you said it was challenging. You also said it was reassuring, ever-changing, and worthwhile. It was busy, overwhelming, and difficult. It included reconnecting and growing. It required perseverance and resilience. Through this range of experiences, your experiences, I could see highs and lows, but I did not see evidence of a year wasted. Your classes are unique. The class of 2020 finished internships, theses, and dissertations in lockdown. The class of 2021 spent the majority of their final year learning and connecting via Zoom. Your experience as graduate students mirrored the experience of children and teens everywhere. I know that many of you have worked alongside our youth, guiding them, mentoring them, helping them to navigate this very challenging year. Have you seen Johnson's concerns in their eyes? Do they wonder whether their youth is being wasted? Do you? We are a disparate group. We are comprised of teachers, researchers, writers, humanists, financiers, and analysts. At Drew, we come together with a commitment to critical reflection and analysis. We care deeply about issues of equity, and we center the human in humanity. Most importantly, however, we need to turn our passion, our knowledge, and our skills into action. We need to think about young people like Johnson Baez. As he spoke at the conference, I asked myself, how can I help students like him to know that their youth isn't wasted? How can I make sure that it isn't? I think it starts by seeing them. This is something I try to do always. As a researcher, a teacher, a community member, I try to see others. So today, as you graduate, marking the moment your hard work leads you to the next path, I want you to know that Drew sees you. I see you. Many of you are parents or grandparents experiencing the pandemic and racial and political unrest through the eyes of children. You cared for them while Zooming. You worried for them while writing. You balanced it all, and you are here today. I see you. I see those of you who have worked in schools, tirelessly learning on the fly, adjusting day by day, responding to anger and the unknown in ways that have never been tested. You became digital teachers, and you loved unconditionally. You were resilient, and you are here today. I see you. Some of you have felt isolated from your peers, alone in your academic and personal struggles. You persevered, and you are here today. I see you. I see you, the person who struggled to get the writing done. I see the person who had to relocate it, who was isolated from family. I see you, the student who is thankful for the professor who gave them a quiet office in which to work. I see you, who had to stay the course despite the challenges. Some of you have lost over the last year. You've mourned loved ones. You've experienced prejudice and racism. You've struggled financially. I see you. I see all of you who have continued toward your goals, your dreams, and I want you to know that this past year has definitely not been wasted. It has been exceptional. Earlier, I said that many have called this year unprecedented. As a teacher of writing, I'm finding the word just a bit overused, and so I wanted a synonym. Exceptional means unusual or not typical, a pretty good description of what we have experienced this past year. However, exceptional also means unusually good outstanding. This year has been incredibly challenging on so many fronts, yet I see what you have done, and it has been exceptional. And I know there is more exceptional to come. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Turner. Good afternoon. I am Jessica Lakin, the University Provost. I am pleased to begin the conferral of degrees and the awarding of diplomas. That's right. Before we do that, I would like to acknowledge the special honors and recognition that have been previously awarded to our graduates based on their academic accomplishments. Their names can be found on the commencement website. Graduates, please remain seated until you are invited to rise and come to the platform. Once you have received your diploma, you'll return to your seats. We appreciate our guests ensuring that each graduate's name can be heard and that their friends and family can view their graduate and celebrate appropriately. President Schwartz, I am honored to present the candidates of the Drew University class of 2021 and the graduates of the class of 2020 from the Caspersen School of Graduate Studies. Their faculty and I recommend them to you. I call upon the Dean of the College and Caspersen School of Graduate Studies, Ryan Hendricks, to present the candidates.
It is now my pleasure to acknowledge the graduates of the class of 2020 and to present to you the degree candidates from the class of 2021 for the Caspersen School of Graduate Studies. Now, the candidates for the degrees: Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Letters, Doctor of Medical Humanities, Master of Arts, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Education, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Letters, and Masters of Science. Will please rise as the marshals indicate. President Schwartz, I ask that you grant them these degrees with the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto attached, and to which they are rightfully entitled.
Didn't turn the page. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the Board of Trustees of Drew University, I confer upon you the degree Doctors of Philosophy, Doctor of Letters, Doctor of Medical Humanities, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Education, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Letters, Master of Science for the class of 2021. I now invite the candidates of the class of 2021 and the graduates of the class of 2020 to join us on the platform.
Christopher Michael Brochart. Thus the cry for Canada, how the desire for Canada shaped the early American empire. 1774 to 1815. Yvonne Celia Garrett, Reconstructing Identity, Structures of Female Empowerment in the 1980s American Punk Subculture. Michael James Conklin, Hear Me Talkin' to Ya, Jazz as Social Commentary in Harlem of the 1920s. Marissa Rose Schwartz, What is Life? An Examination of Nihilists within Libertarian Western Modern Literature and Film. Marie A. Canelia Robiolo, Arts Education, An Essential Experience. Christina Isabella McGrath, St. Patrick, Issues of Translation and His Enduring Pastoral Message. Renata Renee Kessler, The Flowers and Bones of Georgia O'Keeffe. Carrie Ann Flanagan, Utilizing Science Fiction to Visualize Ethical Issues Surrounding Human Genome Editing, Influence Ethical Reasoning Skills in Education, and Guide Policy Implementation. Suzanne Jacqueline Milkowicz Bryjack, Breath 1, Breath 2, Breath 3, Utilizing Narrative Consultation for Healthcare Culture Transformation. France L. Reed, Beyond God's Work, a thematic analysis of nurse image during the COVID-19 pandemic. Sloan Sweeney Scully, Visual Thinking Skills and Elementary Students Writing. Elizabeth Ann Augustin, The Vanishing Gardener. Ann I. Abrams. Patricia Renee Cyrus Moore Brown. Bruce Dalziel, Roadside America. Mohammed Abaid Al-Otaibi, Globalization in Saudi Arabian and North American Novels. Cherie Diadamo Loalbo, The Prize of Prizes, The History and Development of the Caldecott Prize. Christina Klotz Kales, The Myths of Identity, Correcting the Legacy of Berthe Morisot. James Tracy. Sophia Alexandra Amarim. Caitlin Bonita Shannon. Yasmin Acosta. Eileen Gail Sussman Schwartz. Gwen Orell. Duran Hassan Siddiqui. Abigail Mary Freck. Hannah Marie Allert. Devin Villacampa. Samantha Rose Strathern. Veronica Teresa Klashevitz. Kevin John Oates. Caroline Mary McKenna. Haley Elizabeth Watson. Genesis Gedge. Catherine Hirsch Ginsburg. Charlotte Elizabeth Hogan. Kieran Nugent. Kylie Nugent. Emily Ariana Inkladon. Violet India Wallerstein. I don't have it. Vincent M. Unger, thesis, The Influence of the New Negro Movement Among Jazz Musicians. Alexander Beim. Nicholas Casado. Alexandra D'Addario. Emma McGee D'Amico. Nicholas Alex Lombardi. Shane Patrick Carmody. Courtney J. Flowers. Peter John Antico. Malik Hassan Qayyum. Yanira Ramirez. Jay Sardini.
Congratulations to all of our graduates and the friends and family who have joined us here today for this in-person ceremony. You are prepared to give not just with the knowledge you have learned here at Drew, but with a commitment to your community, a desire to engage in lifelong learning, and the goal of making the world a better place. As you go forward, I encourage you to follow our university motto, freely you have received, freely give. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I wish you all continued health and safety during this time. Will the guests and graduates please remain seated until the platform party has recessed? Graduates will be directed out of the stadium by the marshals and will be able to meet their guests in the parking lot. We ask that you're mindful of our safety protocols as you exit Ranger Stadium today. Wear a mask, maintain a safe distance, and vacate campus following the conclusion of the ceremony. I now invite everyone to stand for the Drew alma mater.